All right, quick video to show you how to set up your contact sheet for the exposure projects, so shutter speed, aperture, etc. You're going to import your photos into Lightroom as usual. I would highly suggest that you take your photos in order from the slowest shutter speed to the highest shutter speed to make your life a lot easier. Once you've imported, you're going to go to Print. You'll see probably the last contact sheet that you've used. We're going to need to adjust that a little bit. First thing, we're going to go down here to Page Setup. Make sure that we have Adobe PDF chosen. And then the bottom right, we're going to click on Landscape and hit OK. Seems best if we kind of start from scratch over here. So just go click on 4x5 contact sheet. Whoops, that's not going to work. So if you've done it in this order, you're going to have to go back and redo this. So Adobe PDF and Landscape. Sorry about that. Over on the right side, you're going to type in 0.15 for these first three. So left, right, and top, 0.15. And for the bottom, we're going to type in 0.5. Press enter. For the rows, we're going to change this to 2 rows and 3 columns. That leaves us a little bit of, or they're all touching, we want to put a little bit of space in there. So for horizontal, we're going to change this also to 0.15. It gives us gaps between each of those photos. So far, we're looking pretty good. We're going to scroll down here for show guidelines. You can have all of these unchecked or just uncheck this one here. We don't need any of those checked for this. Down here, if you'd like to add your name, you can click on Identity Plate, rotate it to no rotation. If you don't have an identity plate set up or it looks like it's your UID number, if you go up here to edit, go down to Identity Plate Setup. It'll probably default to this. You can click this down arrow and you can go to Personalize, and you can mess with this to actually personalize your nameplate if you'd like. But mine's already set up, so I'm going to change the color to black right here. It's already set up as black. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to drag it down here to the bottom right hand corner. You will need to have your name down here. You can do it after the fact in Adobe Acrobat, or if you want to set it up here, it'll make it a little bit easier. As we continue down, we're going to go down here to Photo Info, and we're going to change file name to exposure. That's going to give us our shutter speeds and apertures for each of these photos. And again, those need to be there. You can change your font to 12, make it a little bit larger, easier to read. And from there, we should be done. Everything looks good. We have all 6 photos. They're in order from the slowest shutter speed, which is 1/25. So your technically largest fraction, but typically we just look at the denominator. So this is our lowest number, slow, low, and our fastest shutter speed, which is our highest denominator, technically our smallest fraction. Anyways, once you're done with that, you're going to click on Print. That should default to your Adobe PDF and take you to wherever you want to save it. Again, make sure that you save it as your last name, first initial, project, whatever it is, if it's 9, and then a CS after it. And it should say PDF down below here. Click Save wherever you want to save it. I already have one there. I'm going to click Yes, and you're good to go. If you'd like to save this template as one that you can reuse again, it's previewing what I just did. You can go up here, click the plus button, title it, whatever you want to title it. I could call it 2x3 contact sheet. Click on Create, and now that will show up down here, and so I can just click on that and I won't have to go through all these setting changes over on the right side. So hopefully this helps. If you have any questions, make sure to ask.